be a time.
Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, free NHL picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. We have 14 games to talk about today, a whole bunch of hockey on today's slate. So we are going to just jump in right into it here. I'm not going to recap Saturday's slate because it was awful. I'll say that, but it's a new week. It's a fresh start. The Christmas break is over. We're heading into the second half of the NHL season. And last year, I had a bit of a rough start as well. Not as rough as this year, but the second half was really good to me. So I'm hoping that carries over to this year, and we have a good second half. So we will jump into the chat here. Morning, Terry. I have way too much invested in today's card. Yes, I have a ton of picks as well. It was tough. It was tough to narrow it down today. Good day, Terry, to you as well, Captain Bry. Velarde anytime goal again today. Well, of course, but we'll get to that later. Terry ... What up, Terry? What's up, Kev? Hope all is well. And yeah, we've got some different bets for you all, and then I even have a parlay at the end of the show that I'll give out. So stay tuned to the end. I have a player prop parlay that I really like, and we'll go over that later on at the end of the slate. But we'll jump right into it, and we'll jump right into the first game here, which is between the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Battle of Florida. Florida currently minus 105 to minus 112. Tampa Bay minus 108 to plus 101. Just let me refresh. Okay, so minus 125 to minus 115 for Florida. Minus 105 to plus 109 now for Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay is starting to become a bit more of a underdog here in this one. And when I look at this game here, Florida went into the Christmas break 2-4 in their 6 games. Overall, they're 9-7-2 on the road this year. Tampa Bay went into the break winning 7 of their last 10. Entered on a 3-game winning streak. Tampa Bay 10-3-3 at home this year. The Lightning have been so much better at home than on the road. Tampa Bay 7-2 in the last 9 games between the teams. They've had a lot of success against Florida in recent years. I'll take Tampa Bay money line minus 107. Now you can get it for a better price, around plus 105. Looking at goalies here, it will be Sergei Bobrovsky for Florida against Andrei Vasilevsky for Tampa Bay. Pretty similar numbers overall on the season. But I'll take the home team here, the home dog, who has had success against the Panthers in recent years. Let's go, Terry. How's it going, Matthew? Let's get started. Panthers money line. Disagree right off the bat. Me and Nick disagree, but that doesn't surprise anyone here. I got him at minus 110. All right. Florida Tampa Bay over 6.5. The draw plus 330. Kucherov anytime goal. Kucherov over 1.5 points. Kachuk anytime goal, and Barkov over 1.5 points. Wow, Timothy. Quite a bit of volume there. For me, this is my only single play in this game. Looking at player props, though, I'll go to the final chat here. I'm leaning under. I could see that. I could see like a 2-2 type game, 3-2. Big agree on this one. Yeah, I like the Bolts. Looking at player props for Florida, Reinhart and Barkov both have points in 3 of their last 4. Barkov has at least 3 shots on goal in 7 of his last 8 games, so he's been shooting the puck a lot. Nikita Kucherov, when you talk about shooting the puck, at least 3 shots on goal in 24 of his last 26 games, a point in 16 of 19. Braden Point, a point in 6 of his last 7 games, and Victor Hedman on a 4-game point streak heading into this game. So those are the players I'd look at here in this one. Kucherov points is plus 110, not plus 220. Typo. Wow, Tim. Unacceptable. No typos allowed around here. And watch, I'll probably have a typo. No, I checked. I always check. So No typos around here. But we'll jump into the second game of the slate here, which is between the Washington Capitals and the New York Rangers. In this one, Washington plus 180 to plus 192. The Rangers minus 210 to minus 225. Sixes right across the board. I do see some 5.5s available as well in this game. Don't see 5.5s at all that often. Um, Looking at goaltenders in this game, Kemper confirmed for Washington. Igor Shesterkin confirmed for the Rangers. And when you look at it, both backups actually have better overall numbers than both the starters. So even though we're getting both the starters here, um, it would have to be a lean with the over if I was looking at the total. Even with Shesterkin and Kemper, I think we can get goals on both sides here. And I do like goals or I do like both sides scoring in this one. I like an even game going to overtime, half a unit plus 370 at FanDuel for these two teams to go to overtime. And I have to bet Mika Zibanejad anytime goal. Zibanejad has a goal in 6 of his last 7 games. He's got a point in 15 of his last 16. Zibanejad has been on fire for the New York Rangers. Looking at a Washington Capitals player, Dylan Strome has a point in 6 of his last 7 for the Capitals. Panarin has a point in 6 of his last 7 for the Rangers. At least 3 shots on goal in 5 straight games. Chris Kreider has a point in 4 of his last 5. And Adam Fox has an assist in 8 of his last 11 games. So those are the players I target the most. But really, favorite plays in this game, the draw and Zibanejad to find the back of the net at plus 175 in this one. Under 6 and draw. Well, we agree in the draw. Caps money line plus 180. Caps team total over 2.5 plus 105. Ovechkin anytime goal. Wilson anytime point. All right. It's a lot of action there on Washington. Matthew likes Rangers in regulation. And if I was going to back the Rangers, that's the way I'd have to go. Obviously, I don't even know what the odds are on that. Look at the Rangers puck line plus 120. So it wouldn't be horrible odds there in regulation. But both teams have been going to overtime lately, so that's why I'm taking the draw here. I think we get a close game in this one. Heading on along to our next game, another rivalry game. We have already had the Battle of Florida, and now we're talking about the Battle of Ontario on Ottawa, plus 136 to plus 143. Toronto Maple Leafs, minus 152 to minus 165. Sevens right across the board. FanDuel is a 7.5 available as well. And hey, if the NHL continues to go the way it has been in recent years, we might start seeing 7.5s eventually with scoring going up in the league each year. Looking at goaltenders in this game, Jonas Korpisalo likely for Ottawa, 6 and 11 with a 3.62 goals against average, 891 save percentage. Martin Jones for Toronto, 4 and 1, 2.79 goals against average, 917 save percentage. Pretty darn good numbers for Martin Jones, who played well in Seattle last year. Had a really hot streak, which is what he's kind of going through now, and then cooled off later on in the year. I wonder when Martin Jones will cool off because he hasn't shown overall to do this consistently in recent years. So we'll see what happens there. For me in this game, though, backed anytime goal props. Josh Norris plus 185 for the Ottawa Senators. He has a goal in 6 of his last 7 games for Josh Norris. So he's been heating up lately. Stützle has a point in 5 straight. Drake Batherson has a point in 10 of his last 12. And Brady Tkachuk has at least 4 shots on goal in 6 of his last 7 games for the Ottawa Senators. Austin Matthews has at least 1 goal Most games he is scoring 2. Um, so his anytime goal, he has a goal in 7 straight games, 8 of his last 9. William Nylander has a point. I don't have the exact number of games. I did run out of time, so around this point, I don't have all the amount of games, but Nylander's been on fire for Toronto. Tavares has at least 4 shots in goal in 8 straight games and 12 of his last 14. So he's been shooting the puck a lot, and I would look at his shot prop as a parlay piece. But I'll take Norris here and Matthews, even though minus 110. I'll still take him to score because um, if you've been watching Matthews lately, he finds a way to score game after game. Minus 125 for the Rangers in reg. Not bad, not bad. Love the Mika goal play. Yeah, you have to with how he's playing lately. Pass, says Nick. 7.5. Might have to bet the under at that number. Yeah, see, no. Um, you could give me 8, and I'd probably not take the under because obviously it would be juiced badly. But this is a series that's been very high scoring. Both of these teams high scoring. The only way this game stays under is if Jones stands on his head. We know the Senators' goal will get peppered. Yeah, the Senators finally broke the losing streak in overtime or a shootout against Pittsburgh. A tough loss for me, but yeah. Sends team total over 3.5 plus 140. Very nice, very nice. Leafs minus 1.5 plus 135. Over 7. Tavares over 1.5 points. Marner over 1.5 points. Matthews over 1, and Nylander over 1.5. Wow, Tim. I don't know what's gotten into you today, but Norris anytime goal. He's been fire. Yes, he has. He has definitely, and you don't really notice him if you look at the top players in point totals because Norris obviously missed games earlier on, but he's been on fire lately. So he's kind of easy to miss, but I didn't miss him here in this one. Moving on to the 4th game, and we still got 10 more, but obviously I'll be shorter on some games. And in this one here, Columbus Blue Jackets, New Jersey Devils. Columbus plus 200 to plus 230. Devils minus 250 to minus 265. Sevens right across the board. I guess there is a 6.5 there at Bet99 in this one. Looking at goaltenders here, nobody confirmed for Columbus. Should be Elvis Merzlikins. Vitek Vanacek likely for the Devils. And when you look at it, goals against average pretty similar. Save percentage, the edge goes to Merzlikins. Overall team record goes to Vanacek, 12-6-1. He started the last 3 games for the Devils going 1-1-1. And the Devils just continue not to look like that team that a lot of us expected them to. I expected the Devils to be fighting for top of the league this year. I expected their offense to be unreal and to be leading the league in goals. Kind of expect their defense and goaltending to not be obviously so good, but this Devils team has continued to disappoint this year. Looking at it, for me, no single plays here. Really, no plays at all. The only Devils players, nobody's really been consistent lately. The only player consistently been getting points is for Columbus is Johnny Gaudreau, who's on a 5-game point streak for the Blue Jackets. But overall, this game, the Devils should score a bunch. We should see Hughes and Brad and Hischier and Toffoli, and we should see a lot of goals. But I want to see it. I want to see how these Devils players come after the break and see if they can start to perform like the team that I expected them to look at. Tim's on crack. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me the way he is today and plays. I'm hawking Terry. Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. You're going big time, Tim. Big time. Jari's record against the Isles 100-0. Obviously joking. No, but we'll get to that game very shortly. Big dog of the day, Columbus plus 210, team total over 2.5. All right. Adam likes Luke Hughes to get a point. That's probably a nice plus price for Hughes. Over 7 in this game for Tim. The draw, Fantilli anytime goal, Renski assist, Bratt anytime goal, and Mercer anytime point. Best of luck. Marchenko goal for Columbus, one of their best goal scorers. I got Igor Shindikov anytime goal as a single bet. All right, best of luck. Steven, best of luck. Lean Columbus, Devils overrated. Right now, yes, Devils are overrated. I'm waiting for them to finally break out and go on this set 10 game winning streak, scoring 5 to 6 goals every game. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that. This feels like a Devils smash spot because of Travis Scott playing his concert last night. All right. Columbus money line plus money, then sell live if New Jersey wakes up in the third period. All right. Good way to look. Like you said, New Jersey should score, but they often don't. Yeah. And that's why this game is pretty much a pass for me. Lean over on that play, Devils. All right. All NHL players out of sync. Holiday wine, rest, and smoke. Yeah, that's the thing, and that's why Tim, you're going huge on today's slate. This would potentially not be one of the slates I'd want to go huge on, just because Tommy's right. The holiday break really is could potentially put a lot of people out of sync. Then again, I have a lot of plays too, so I can't really talk. What's up, Terry? I smashed the like. Thank you, Richie. Everyone be like Richie. Takes a couple seconds. Just hit the like button on YouTube. Be like Richie. But we will move on along to our next game here, which is between the Boston Bruins and the Buffalo Sabres here in this game. Boston minus 140 to minus 150. Buffalo Sabres plus 120 to plus 132. Sixes and a 6.5 available in this game here. Buffalo is not off a win. So Buffalo lost their last game, which means it's very possible that they could win this game. As we know, the Sabres don't win games back to back, so they are off a loss. The Bruins, believe it's a 5-game losing streak. Let me just confirm it. No, 4-game losing streak. 2 overtime losses, 5-1 loss in Winnipeg, a 3-2 loss in Minnesota the next night. Really tough end to their end to the first half there, heading into the Christmas break for the Bruins, facing the Rangers, the Wild twice, and Winnipeg. That was a tough go for them. Now they head to Buffalo. And Tim, you might want to close your ears here on this one. Buffalo is a home away from home for the Boston Bruins. 18-2 in their last 20 trips to Buffalo. Boston loves to head to Buffalo. But I can't back them. I can't back the Boston Bruins. Obviously, I'd have to go with Bruins in regulation, which I just don't feel comfortable doing with what we've seen from them lately. They just haven't played their best. And if anything, I could see the draw in this game. So that's why this game is just a stay off here when it comes to single plays. Jeremy Swayman confirmed for Boston. Devin Levi confirmed for Buffalo. And we'll see what happens here in this one. Looking at player props, David Pastrnak, 4 shots on goal. He's been doing it on a consistent basis. For Buffalo, Rasmus Dahlin point, Casey Middlestat point are 2 players I'd be looking at for the Buffalo Sabres in this game. Sabres money line and draw. Bruins in a spiral. Yeah, they were before the break, but I don't know. The break could help them. Bruins smash spot. Potentially. They do own the Buffalo Sabres. Sabres money line, reg, over 6.5. Marchand anytime goal, Clifton anytime goal, Poso anytime goal, TT and S anytime point parlay plus 440. Thompson, Tuck and Skinner, I'm guessing, and also happy birthday to Levi. Yeah, okay. Happy birthday. Oh, it's Levi's birthday. Yay. There we go. 4-3 game. Swayman had a birthday after Thanksgiving and got lit up against the Wings. There you go. There you go. Maybe an over? Yeah, maybe. This is not one of my favorite games on the slate. I do think Boston wins, but that's basically about it in this one. Going on along to our next game here, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins and the New York Islanders. Pittsburgh minus 102 to plus 105. Islanders minus 114 to minus 125. Sixes right across the board here in this game. And it won't be a big surprise on where I'm going here. Give me the draw, a plus 360. Both of these teams have been going to overtime recently. Let me bring it up here exactly how many times. Two of their last five for the Islanders, three of the last five for the Penguins. The Penguins went to overtime back-to-back games before the Christmas break. And this just feels like a close game. Both teams really want to win this game. Pittsburgh probably a bit more, as the Islanders are doing pretty well overall in the standings. The Islanders 9, 3, and 6 at home. So 9 wins, 3 regulation losses, and 6 overtime losses. This team finds ways to go to overtime. Give me the draw, plus 360 at FanDuel. I'm looking at player props for Pittsburgh, Crosby and Gensel. No big surprise there. For the Islanders, Horvat and Barzal. No big surprise there. The big guns for both teams. Bo Horvat has a goal in 4 of his last 5 and 6 of his last 9. So that is another goal scorer that I would look at if you wanted one in this game. The issue for me here is that my gut tells me this is going to be a 1-1 game going to overtime and a 2-1 final score. So doing a goal scoring prop in a game that I really think is going to be low scoring just doesn't make too much sense to me. So being that case, Horvat probably gets a hat trick tonight. So we'll see what happens there. But I'll have him in point parlays, but no single play here for me in this one. In the last game, Adam likes Zaka for an assist. All right, best of luck. Yes, draw and maybe Pens win. The Islanders have won 8 of the last 10 meetings between the teams. So Isles have definitely had success against Pittsburgh. And of course, Nick is already with that stat as well. The draw for him, Isles 8-2 in the last 10, 4 straight wins. So you're saying Pittsburgh is due. Is that what you're saying, Nick? Because that's what Nick would always say to me in this situation. Isles second in the Metro. Yeah, well, lots of time for that to fix itself. Lots of time for that to fix itself. Bolts also became plus money dogs. I saw that. Live bet New York Islanders after they go down 1 or 2. So they're coming back now? Because before they were blowing leads. But I don't know. What about no goals in the first period? Or under 1.5 goals in the first period? You could look that way, but what scares me is the Christmas break. And I'm going to say Christmas break way too many times on today's show. But it worries me doing anything first period, because we have no idea what to expect. Some teams could come out really sloppy in the first period. Some teams might play really slow. But I would lean that way with the first period under in this game. Nobody is ever due, in my opinion. You're either doing or you're not doing. Pistons are due for a win, question mark. I know, I was teasing Nick because that's what Nick always says when I bring up these teams on a long streak, like Boston winning 18 of their last 20 in Buffalo. That's usually when Nick would say they're due. So, yeah, I don't believe in that in the due factor either. I like to see it first before I believe it, but that's just me. Going along to our next game here is between the Carolina Carolina Panthers. Carolina Hurricanes and the Nashville Predators here. Carolina minus 125 to minus 135. Road favorites. Nashville plus 114 to plus 115. Home dogs. Sixes right across the board here in this game. Of course, I forgot goaltenders in the last one. Sorokin confirmed for the Islanders. Nobody confirmed for Jari, but it will most likely be Jari. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. In this game here, Kochetkov likely for Carolina. Saros likely for the Nashville Predators. And looking at this game here, Carolina entered the break 1-1-3 in their last 5 games. The Hurricanes have lost 8 of their last 11 games. They were 14-8-1, and now they've dropped to 17-13-4. The Hurricanes, when you're talking about teams in a losing spiral, that's the Hurricanes right now. Nashville on the other side, 5-2 in their previous 7 games, entering the break 14-5 in their last 19. The Predators won both meetings between the teams last year, and they won the first meeting this year, 6-5 overtime game. I was on Nashville in that game. They stormed back to win in overtime, and I hope they do the exact same thing here. Well, really, I hope they don't have to storm back. I just hope that they take the lead and hold on to it. I like the Preds plus 120 here. They've had success against the Canes recently. They've been playing great overall. The Canes have not been playing great overall. Give me the Predators money line as a home dog here in this one. Looking at player props for Carolina, Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis have both been playing well when it comes to scoring points. Andrei Svechnikov has at least 3 shots on goal in quite a few games recently. And then for the Predators, I have Forsberg. Overall, player prop wise, the Predators aren't really scoring a whole lot at the moment. They're winning games, but nobody's really on big streaks for the Preds. However, Carolina might be a good team to face when you want to score goals because they've had defensive issues and goaltending issues most of the year this year. Fun fact, Bruins and Penguins lost the day before Christmas, so flip the result for tonight. Wink, wink. We'll see. We'll see. Preds and draw. Canes are fade material. I have to agree. Canes moneyline parlay piece. I hate when you go against the Canes. I know, Owen. I know. You're a Canes fan. And then Richie doesn't like when I go against the Stars, but really the way the Stars have been treating me, which we'll get to shortly, you kind of do want me to bet against the Stars if you're a Stars fan because the opposite happens when I bet the Stars. Looks like Korpisalo might start for the Sens. Yep, it looks like the case. Preds money line for Captain Bry. Yeah, they're, I guess, my dog of the day. I would say, yeah, they're my dog of the day. But we'll move on along to our next game here, which is between the Detroit Red Wings and the Minnesota Wild. In this one, Detroit plus 115 to plus 124. Minnesota minus 135 to minus 142. Let me make sure this is still. Oh, yeah, minus 135, minus 135, minus 150. 6.5s right across the board here in this game. Looking at goaltenders here, no big surprise. Philip Gustafsson confirmed for the Wild. 9-8-2, 2.9 goals against average, 904 save percentage, which doesn't really look like the best numbers overall. But when you saw if you looked at how he started the season, to have these numbers now, he's really improved lately. 7-2 in his last 9 games with a 936 save percentage for Gustafsson. The Gus bus has been driving really well lately. Looking at these teams, how they entered the break, Detroit entered the break going 2-7-1 in their last 10 games, losing 5 of their last 6 heading into the break. They did have that one overtime win against Philadelphia, where they were able to storm back in that game. Minnesota entered the break 6-1 in their last 7 games, 10-3 since they fired Dean Evison. The Wild 6-0-0 at home since the coaching change. The Wild 6-2 in the last 8 games between the teams, 6-1 in the last 7 meetings in Minnesota, winning all 6 games by multiple goals, and 4 of the 6 games were by 3 or more goals. When Detroit comes to Minnesota, it's usually a bloodbath for the Detroit Red Wings. And no big surprise here. I'm on the Wild money line, minus 135. I would potentially look at them in regulation as well for plus money. The issue is that they've been playing close games heading into the break. And I'm much rather just take them on the money line to win this game and not have to worry about in regulation. And then Kirill the Thrill, the Wild's superstar player, right, Mr. Earl? The Wild superstar player, Kirill Kaprizov, anytime goal, plus 115. Kirill the Thrill was playing great heading into the break and is finding the back of the net. Overall, in this game, Larkin and Kane points for Detroit. For the Wild, Kaprizov, Boldy, Rossi, and Joel Eriksson to get at least 3 shots on goal. That continues to be a great bet and a great parlay piece lately. Jump back into the chat. Take the Blues with the Earls, Terry. Oh, are the Earls and the Blues? Shocking. No, I'm kidding. Wild -1 and team total over 3.5. Wild -2.5. Yeah. Doesn't I can't talk you off that. Wings money line. All right. Kane to Brinkat Larkin all to record a point, plus 351. Sorry, Terry. Don't be sorry. That's their top line. I could easily see them all getting a point, and the Wild still winning this game. I don't think it's a shutout, so I think they can get at least 1 point there. A lot of these meetings between these teams have been high scoring when they've faced each other. Check. No Wild, -2.5. Oh, there's not at your book? There isn't? That sucks. I can see the star player scoring a goal. No superstars in this game. I will continue to. Nick is never going to hear the end of it. Kirill Kaprizov is a superstar player in this league, and Nick will never hear the end of it until he admits he was wrong. So we'll just stick with that. But looking at our next game here, which is between, speak of the devil, Dallas Stars and the St. Louis Blues. In this one, Dallas -160 to -165. St. Louis +135 to +160. 6.5s right across the board. Back to the last game, nobody confirmed for Detroit and net. It should be James Reimer, who's got absolutely lit up recently. In this game here, between Dallas and St. Louis, it is, I believe, Joel Hofer is confirmed for St. Louis. Let me bring it up here. Yeah, Joel Hofer confirmed. 6-5-0, 2.91 goals against average, 904 save percentage for the Blues. Should be Scott Wedgwood, who's 9-1-2 to 3.07 goals against average, 903 save percentage. And as I said, the Stars have been a team where if I bet on them, they lose. And if I bet against them, they win. So they're a team where I'm not looking at them for a side perspective, at least for right now. And another reason, not just that, but another reason why I wouldn't bet the side here is because Dallas is -160 to -165. So I would have to take them in regulation, which I absolutely do not want to do here. Give me the draw, plus 380 at FanDuel between these two teams. Dallas, of course, has been a great overtime team on the season. Both meetings between the teams already, a 2-1 shootout win by the Stars and a 4-3 overtime win by the Blues. Both home teams winning. Both teams playing well heading into the break. The Stars went to overtime in 3 of their last 4 heading into the break. Of course, the Blues went to overtime when they faced the Stars on December 16th. The Blues coming off a big win where they were losing 5-2 to the Chicago Blackhawks before scoring 5 unanswered goals to win 7-5 But of course, that's a Blackhawks, so not too big of an impressive win there. I think we get a overtime game here. When it comes to player points, the top line for the Stars is heating up, and that's why they have been finding ways to win. Pavelski, Robertson, and Hintz have all been playing really well recently. Matt Duchene had his point streak end in the last game, but I'll be back on him in a parlay. And then for the Blues, Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou, both playing really well recently for the St. Louis Blues. Again, I'm sorry I don't have all the streaks, like how many points they have, and so I just ran out of time with the big slate today. Blues money line and draw. I like the draw. Stars Blues first period over 1.5 keeps cashing. Well, keep betting it then. I won't bet it because once someone jumps onto that streak, it'll probably end. Draw and Stars win. Script looks like it. All right. Elite Rhymer. We'll see. We'll see. Stars in reg, puck line, and over 6.5. Yeah, the Stars do not, or Richie does not want to see it. He doesn't like overtime, which sucks because as a Stars fan, you have to face overtime a lot. So that must suck. Again, first game after the holiday break. I sincerely wish you all find a sleeper price for plus money because the books can't correctly cap layoffs and hangovers. Also consider taking overs live. Very, very good advice. No overs for me today, just because I'm not much of a totals better overall. Pavelski, Heiskanen, Duchene, and Marchment parlay. All right, all right. Another angle is to take the under pregame and then sell after the first period. You could do that as well. And yeah, too much work, Tommy, says Isex. Yeah, with the amount of plays I have, I'm good. I'm good. But moving on along, or hopefully moving all along, having a bit of a technical issue here. There we go. Colorado Avalanche heading to Arizona. Let me break. There we go. Colorado minus 155 to minus 170. Arizona Coyotes plus 130 to plus 145. 6.5 right across the board. I did take Yotes plus 1.5 heading into the break in their last game against the Colorado Avalanche. And of course, the Avalanche with the 4-1 win heading into the Christmas break. Overall, this Yotes team has been great at home this year. 11-5 at home. Colorado 7-2 on the road. Both teams playing really well heading into the break. The Avalanche 5-2 on their 7 games before the break. The Arizona Coyotes 4-1. These teams just faced each other before the break and now facing each other right after. And I think it's a good spot for revenge. Give me the Coyotes money line plus 140. Yes, they burned me on Saturday when they faced the Avalanche, but it was in Colorado, and the Yotes have been such a better team at home. So I'll back them here as a home dog. Smaller play on this one. I didn't write half unit play there, but this is a bit of a smaller play for me in this one. But I do like the Yotes here in this game. Looking at player props, like sound like a broken record. McKinnon and Rantanen, points, shots on goal, whatever you want there. For Arizona, Clayton Keller, Matthias Machelli, both to get points, but not a heavy game here when it comes to props for me in this one. Yotes money line. Let's go Yotes. Avalanche puck line plus 150. All right. Another game that would make me want to take the Avs minus 1.5, so it's a draw / half spot. I wanted to take the Yotes last game. Results for this matchup always flip for me, so pass. All right. Nothing wrong with passing. I did have to sprinkle a play here on the Yotes just because of how they played at home this year overall. But next up, my favorite game of the day. We've got the Winnipeg Jets heading to Chicago. Winnipeg minus 220 to minus 230. Chicago plus 180 to plus 195. Sixes right across the board here in this game. And of course, when I talked about the St. Louis Blues game, I did mention how this Blackhawks team had a 5-2 lead against the St. Louis Blues before giving up 5 unanswered goals to lose in regulation 7-5. That's the season this Chicago Blackhawks team has had. Believe it or not, there were people that were thinking that the Blackhawks would get Connor Bedard and they would be able to flirt with a playoff spot, which of course is not what we've seen whatsoever. Winnipeg entered the break 8-1-1 in their previous 10 games, winning 7 of the 8 games by multiple goals. Chicago 1-6 in their previous 7 games before the break, losing 5 of the 6 games by multiple goals. And when we look at what's happened between these teams in the past, I mentioned it in the first game of the year when I was on Winnipeg Puck Line. They won 3-1 in that game. Winnipeg 9-1 in the last 10 meetings, winning 8 of the 9 games by multiple goals. Give me the Jets -1.5, +117. And of course, Mr. Velarde, anytime goal, +175. I cashed on his over 2.5 shots on goal and anytime goal on Saturday. Not betting the over 2.5 shots on goal here because it is around -130. But a great parlay piece. Velarde has been constantly shooting the puck, and that's why he's been scoring a lot. +175, a great price. He's got a goal in 5 straight games heading into the break, 6 of his last 7. Playing on the top line with Nikolaj Ehlers and Mark Scheifele. Ehlers and Scheifele, both good point parlay pieces as well. Both have been rocking and rolling on that top line. Hasn't missed a beat without Kyle Connor. Velarde stepped in perfectly for the Jets. And looking at goalies for this game, in the last game, Georgiev and Vejmelka both unconfirmed. I don't expect to have a lot of goalies here. Peter Mrazek is likely for the Blackhawks. Should be Connor Hellebuck for the Jets. Pass. Wow. Nick is passing on my favorite game of the night. Shocking, shocker. Lean Hawks and under. All right. Yeah, there you go. That was Nick. Cough, cough. No. Never thought Hawks would flirt with the playoffs. No. But there were people out there that did. They thought that Bedard would be enough to carry the Hawks to the playoffs. Yeah, sure, says Tommy. Velarde anytime goal, +175. Over 2.5 shots a goal, -130. And Sprinkle over 1.5 points, +300. Right there with you, Captain Bry. Right there with you. He's been hot. Jets letdown after beating my Bruins scenario. You and your scenarios, Isaacs. You have a lot of different scenarios. And sure, Nick. Yeah, sure. Look for the Jets to get going again in January. Mrazek been better than Soderblom. Hawks better at home. However, Hawks cannot beat top 3 teams. Tommy is from Chicago. He is a Blackhawks fan. And I'm surprised that a Blackhawks fan continues to watch the show. I'm not exactly, obviously being a hardcore Wild fan, I'm not a fan of this Blackhawks team and seem to alienated Hawks fans from the show. So thank you, Tommy, for continuing to watch. I don't like your Hawks, but I have nothing against you, so that's good. But we'll move on along to our next game here, which is this end of the slate is where things get a bit tough for me overall. Kraken heading to Calgary, Seattle +125 to +130. The Flames -143 to -150. 6s and 5.5s available in this game. I don't believe. Markstrom is confirmed for Calgary. Should be Joey Decord, who's unconfirmed for Seattle, but he's listed there. And looking at this game, Calgary. Since Seattle has joined the NHL, Calgary's had their number 8-1 all time against the Kraken. 6 of the 9 meetings went over 6.5. So we usually do see higher scoring games between these two teams, and we usually see the Flames winning. But for me, this is a complete pass. No player props, no side, no total, nothing. If I was going to back the Flames, I would have to take them in regulation. But if we see what Seattle's been doing, they've been playing close games winning games, losing games in overtime. Overall, they've played close games, and it just scares me to take the Flames. And the Flames, just a team kind of like the Stars, where I just haven't been able to get them right. Um, More player props, but lately I've been able to get them right. And the Flames should win this game, but I'll pass overall. I'm a hockey fan. I like to objectively play the numbers. There's no place for emotional bias here. It's business. There you go. Great way to look at it. Great way to look at it. Flames on fire. Officially my second favorite team before the Christmas break. So now I'll be biased. Turnsy. How's it going, Turnsy? A Detroit Red Wings fan who made sure to let me know when the Wild faced Detroit last time that the Red Wings won. Hopefully, I'll get to repay the favor tonight, Turnsy. Never thought I'd root for two hockey teams, LOL. At least I have one American and one Canadian team. Some people will give you shit for liking multiple teams. Um, I don't really like multiple teams, but I did like the Kraken last year because they were just a good team to my bankroll. So obviously, I'm a Wild fan, but there are other teams that I'll cheer for when they're making me money. But otherwise, just one team for me. Heading into our next game, which is between the San Jose Sharks and the LA Kings. San Jose plus 275 to plus 307. The Kings minus 345 to minus 360. Sixes and a 6.5 available here. And no single plays here. Really, this game's a pass for me. The Kings obviously huge favorites. The Kings should absolutely roll in this game. Minus 138 for the Kings on the puck line when it do that. So overall, this game is tough. I did not have a chance to look at player props for this game, so I apologize. As I said, I ran out of time before the show, but I do believe Trevor Moore has been really hot lately. You can always look at Kopitar and Kempe as well. In this one, no confirmed goaltenders for this game, but it has Capo Kakinen and David Riddick both unconfirmed. So we'll see exactly what happens here. The Kings on a back-to-back. It makes sense for them to play Riddick today and save Talbot for tomorrow, as I believe they're facing Vegas tomorrow. So most likely it probably will be David Riddick. And if you think I'm laying minus 350 with David Riddick, you've lost your mind. So this game will be a pass for me here in this one. Little pricey, but got to play Kings puck line at minus 1.5, minus 138. Hey, do what you got to do. They absolutely should roll in this one. In the same way, LOL, but betting on the Flames for the long run made me like them, so I became a hypocrite. Well, there you go. I'm going to the Kings versus Wings on January 13th. Awesome. That should be a good game. That should be a good game. But we'll head into the final game of the night, and then I will give out my parlay that I have waiting. Vegas Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. Vegas minus 222 to minus 238. Anaheim plus 180 to plus 200. Sixes right across the board here in this one. And this Vegas Golden Knights team, I bet them in their last 3 games, all losses, all great prices. And I don't know what the word is. I just bet them. I was attracted to them. I bet them, and all 3 losses did not work out. Now they have the Christmas break, and now they're heading to face a team that they've dominated since Vegas joined the league. I don't have the exact numbers up here, but they've absolutely dominated the Ducks for years. But I can't back them here. If I had to get to a side, I do think Vegas wins, so it would be Vegas money line and a parlay. But I can't say to take Vegas on the puck line with how they've been playing recently. I can't recommend that. So overall, pass when it comes to single plays. Nobody confirmed here in net. Yuri Patera most likely for Vegas. John Gibson most likely for Anaheim. Patera 1 and 2, 3.96 goals against average, 898 save percentage. He's just been pretty rough. This Vegas team overall has been pretty rough. So we'll see if they can get things going here in this one. Parlay. Oh, this should be interesting. Yep, parlay is coming up in a couple seconds here. Vegas Golden Knight is irritating. Pass. Yeah, lately they have been very irritating to me as well. Can we get a prop for Michigan goals? No, but hey, that would be very very high plus price. And of course, yeah, Zegras getting a Michigan goal and as well Connor Bedard both in the same night on Saturday. Vegas Golden Knight is fun. Maybe if you're betting against them, you're having fun lately. But overall, no. And we'll go into the final or into the parlay here. I've given out all three singly, and I'm parlaying all three together. Austin Matthews, Gabriel Velarde, and Kirill Kaprizov, all to find the back of the net, parlay together, plus 989 at FanDuel. Half unit play here. I really like all three of these goal scorers tonight. Of course, there were others I could have added as well, but I'm keeping it at three here. My three favorites Matthews, Velarde, and Kirill the Thrill, all to find the back of the net tonight, plus 989 at FanDuel. But that's today's slate. Thank you everyone for watching. If you're watching on Twitter, come join us on YouTube. Come join the live chat. Hit the like and subscribe button. Appreciate all the support. And love the parlay. Thanks, Captain Brian. Why not? Let's ride it. Yeah. Hey, a nice plus price. Go small, half unit for me. And yeah. Thanks, Terry. Best of luck to all. Yeah, best of luck, everybody. Velarde, Windsor legend. Yeah, the kid's on fire, Turnsy. Kid is on absolute fire. But that's today's show. Best of luck to everybody. Let's all make some money, and we'll see you again tomorrow for a 4-game Thursday slate. Best of luck, everyone. See you tomorrow.